Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now, thanks to Mr. Umar, we have some very exciting rank 4 thing gameplay. And I do have to confess that this time I did look ahead and there are some quite ridiculous things that I saw that I genuinely do feel very happy to be able to share with you guys. So huge thank you to Umar again. And let's get to it. So this is a rank 4 SIG 200 thing, and this first fight is not as much of a showcase of how quickly thing can take down this Star-Lord, even though he's going to do just fine. But it's going to be a showcase of that protection ability, because as we know, Star-Lord hits harder the higher his combo meter goes. And there's also going to be very interesting interaction with the champion synergy here in this case, and protection specifically. Because you can see that champion synergy trigger from basically halfway point of his HP bar, even though normally it only triggers when you're about to get KO'd. And that is because protection will prevent you from taking that huge amount of damage. But if protection wouldn't be there, that would have been enough to knock you out, and the synergy is going to trigger. And he's going to be able to get those big furies here pretty much from some point soonish here. You can see now here at this point that protection already triggered. Star-Lord hit him 8 times, so he got his 8 big furies. And now basically from this point he can go on and deal kind of like a proper decent damage. And this first fight obviously does last a bit, but we're going to see some very good numbers in just a moment. He's going to activate that fury here in a second. And that is also from Heimdall synergy. And now he has 28k light crits. And he's going to have like 30 some k medium crits, which is going to be quite awesome to see as well. And we can see that basically from this point forward, that Star-Lord is going to start going down very quickly. And that has always obviously been one of the more cheesy plays with the thing when you do use this champion synergy. And we're going to have quite a lot of footage with that. And obviously with the rank 4 thing, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, and he's going to be doing a ton of damage in so many different fights. So here, for the interest of preserving a bit of time, because this fight is also fast forwarded, you can see that we're going to leave it going toward the end for like last 15%, because I do want you guys to see the final hit totals. Obviously here on the Star-Lord, you can see that Star-Lord has reached 108 combo. This means that he has hit Thing 108 times in Labyrinth of Legends, and Thing is just still standing there like an absolute trooper, like nothing's happening. And now obviously 34k mediums, not bad at all, and that is with just 8 of these furies from the champion synergy. Obviously with plenty of opponents you can get it even higher. So he finished off the fight with 244 hits and 108 hits received. Now he's going to be showcasing us a bit of damage with 12 passive furies, which is, again, you know, quite a significant difference. And here we can see him critting for 43k on his mediums, and he hasn't even built up all of his smaller furies yet. So he's hitting for 44k. I actually want to see how much it is going to be when he does build up the rest of the furies. So we had 28k light crits. He's going in for level 3. Sure enough, why not? And that also will give us another fury, I believe. I do think that level 3 gives fairly substantial fury too. So let's see whether that damage here, it would have been interesting to see how is the true level 3 damage if it wouldn't be capped at 50k. But you can see 19k non-crit mediums. And when it does crit light, hits crit for 29k. Unfortunately, I think that level 3 fury has expired at this point, if it was active at all. And where are the medium crits? Come on, give us some medium crits. 29k on lights. I want to see how much he crits is going to crit on a medium. Obviously, 46k. There we go. 46k at the moment. And he's still not at 60 furies. So he's going to go for another level 3. So you do want to ideally get in another parry to get to the 20 charges. But he throws it at 15. Should be good enough. He had protection active as well. And let's see how it works out here. So again, unfortunately, we're not going to see the true damage of this special attack because it's going to be capped at 50k. But now we hopefully will get some good, nice light and medium crits. 49k and 31. 31k light crits, 49k medium crits. So he's nearly hitting the damage cap here already on his medium crits in Labyrinth. And obviously then this 3.3 million fight. And that's again something to remind that a lot of these Labyrinth fights are actually longer than several of the fights in Abyss of Legends, because Abyss has 2-point-some mil opponents. And these tankier Labyrinth opponents do have 3.3, nearly 3.4 million health. And we can immediately see how quickly that Torja and Foster is going down. Obviously, another benefit for this fight here is the shock immunity that Thing has, so you do not have to worry about hitting Torja and Foster's block, which used to be like a huge problem initially when Labyrinth came out. Obviously, now Labyrinth has long become a casual playground, more so than an actual challenge for people with, you know, more advanced rosters. And that is another perfect example here. You know, your 31k light crits, 48k medium crits. Well, that was obviously a 50k crit there, because why not? And he's running Liquid Courage Double Edge as well, and obviously managing that Liquid Courage Double Edge also extremely well thanks to protection, because whilst protection is active, you actually can heal up, and it all kind of evens out. We can see that he has easily regained substantial amount of health over the last, you know, 3, 4, 5 combos, because the more that protection is active, the more you end up healing from it, and also it helps you mitigate the recoil damage, and that is it. The fight is over here, and he 166 hits to take down 3.3 million opponent. That is quite cool. That is quite cool. Quick casual fights, and by casual he means 1.5 million, because this is just the 1.5 million Cyclops in Labyrinth of Legends as well. Don't worry guys, by the way, we're gonna have footage from Act 6 and Act 7 too. He did send through quite comprehensive list of Thing fights, and it's a pleasure to watch. I must say, it's absolute pleasure to watch. So here he immediately triggers the champion synergy and gets quite a lot of Furies, so that's 11, so that's not the highest that we saw. The previous fight we had 13, but 11 should work more than well enough with those 38k mediums, 24k light crits. You can see that few combos in, that Cyclops is at 86%. Now he's gonna go for level 3 here, because why wouldn't he? And let's see how it works out for him. And again, it's so sad that the damage cap is still in place. I think it would be really, really cool that if you have explored Labyrinth and Abyss, they remove the damage cap, just for, you know, messing around purposes. I think that would be such an awesome thing for Kabam to do, but, you know, I doubt that they would ever, because we don't deserve to have fun in this game. But yeah, if you have explored Labyrinth, you know, just remove that damage cap. Let us see the actual numbers of the proper, you know, Trailblazer damage dealer champions. So he's still only at 24 of the small Furies though. So, you know, those small Furies at this point obviously do not matter too much, but still, you kind of want to see it go all the way. I don't think he's actually going to manage to get to 60 Furies, because by the looks of it, the Cyclops is just absolutely being annihilated here. And he does get hit, but protection obviously comes into play and nothing really happens. And heimdall synergy there triggered as well this time, because without protection he would have gotten KO'd by that. But again, so here we are, 24 of the small Furies. He needs to wait out at level 2 before he's ready to deal the final 20% of Cyclops damage. And again, that final 20% of Cyclops damage is still 300,000 HP. It is still 300,000 HP. And again, another clip by level 1, not that it matters too much. And last 7% here, it's probably one combo and done. Wonderful, wonderful. So it's 83 hits, 1.5 million. Difficult buffet fights. I actually do remember this buffet Do Not Go Gentle lane, and honestly, when Act 6 came out, pretty much the common consensus in the community was you just quake it, because this is a nightmare of a lane because of that super increased power gain, buffet, and everything else. And you know, the common kind of knowledge was just quake these fights and, you know, avoid all of the BS, because these are some of the nastiest lanes in Act 6. in my opinion. But obviously now we have more tools to deal with those fights. And one of the cool things is obviously that Thing is immune to buffet, because Thing's buffs cannot be nullified, fate sealed, or staggered. And now he's just letting that Drax go to town. And again, he's eaten 50 some hits and he's still alive there. So Drax is, I think, is it Drax? Yeah, it's Drax using a special 3. Why not? It's gonna trigger the champion synergy. Now it gets triggered and he gets what? 9 furies there. Wonderful. So 1 medium hit. That's the longest part of these fights. Waiting for them to get you down health. So he's just going to go for it by the looks of it. Let's see how much damage that level 3 does. And if he has to eat another level 3 himself. I think he does have another safety net with his synergies, so he does have, but he just rushes in and yeah, no need to wait that out. Why not? Just go and nuke it down. And this is again, do not go gentle buffet, stun immunity, aggression, precision, Heimdall. And this was specifically annoying fight because of Heimdall's AI. If he at any point refused to throw that level 1, then you were in deep trouble because his animations do take a lot of space. They are fairly awkward to fight against. And more often than not, people just found themselves to be absolutely cornered. But here we can see Heimdall laying in a few combos. Unfortunately, he just dashed it back. He pretty much refused to hit him and lost, 40% of the timer. He could have gotten another 3-4 furies there easily, but he'll have to make do with just 7. So here he is at 17% health, trying to trigger that fury from Heimdall's synergy. And now let's see how he finishes this fight out. I do think that we're going to get to see a nice level 2 here. So here we go, and that level 2 goes for 160k damage. 160k, and that's just with 7. Keep in mind we had a fight with like 13. So that 11 hits. Why not? 722 Tiger Boss. Wombo combo, staggering beauty, prey on the weak. Wombo combo node always seemed quite annoying to me, to be honest. And heavy assault as well. Why not? Let's check out how Thing is going to do against Tiger. Because obviously Thing might be immune to nullify and fate seal and stagger. Thing is not immune to neutralize. So if you do get hit, you can find yourself in a bit of trouble. At the very least, that unstoppable is not going to necessarily save you against Tiger. But protection obviously can still trigger, and because of the wombo combo, no, Tiger does get quite a bit of prowess, and so that special attack would do a lot of damage. And I have a feeling that every time he will get clipped by any of the Tiger's specials, the protection is just going to automatically get activated immediately. So again, at this point, we do not have the champion synergy active. This is just regular Things damage. As we can see, we do not do the 46k mediums anymore. It does only the 8k and stuff, but it's still, a solid 48k damage there. He drops a heavy attack that does have increased damage. At this point, he's kind of half ramped the regular Things damage without the champion synergy. But again, if he does get clipped by that level 2, the protection would absolutely save him. Not so much against basic attacks though. And here we go. And again, it did not actually do pretty much anything. He probably should trigger that heavy attack though, just to bypass that rupture damage. And here we are, 24k crit on heavy attack. I do have to add that this node does have heavy assault, so heavy attack damage is increased in this fight, but rest of the fight is, basically with no other damage multipliers there. So he goes in for another heavy attack, gets that bit of benefit from the wombo combo node, even though I do think that wombo combo node is kind of really bit pointless. The damage is nowhere near good enough to kind of justify playing into it most of the time. But here we go, Tiger goes down, and Thing is victorious. 724 Man-Thing boss. I actually do think I remember this one, with the power shield, flare, and high energy diet. So you do have pretty much all of the damage multipliers here, because power shield obviously is 400% attack increase, flare is another 300% attack increase. So you do enter this fight with like 500% attack bonus. Obviously, the great thing that Thing has against Man-Thing, the fact that your buffs cannot get nullified, and because of it, you do not need to worry about thing stacking poisons up on you and things like that. So it is extremely, useful. Thing is actually one amazing Man-Thing counter. It's just that you do need to be obviously aware of the Mystic Dispersion and postules if you do fight against Man-Thing in Alliance Wars and stuff. But in regular questing, even though Thing is not poison immune, he still can never ever get poisoned due to his nullify immunity, and that's kind of perfect here. So he's taking that flare damage like a champ, because why not? He has class advantage, protection is still mitigating parts of it as well. So as long as protection is active, at any given point, that flare damage is basically being nullified. And with class advantage, flare does not actually deal that much damage. So now he's ramped up to 45 of his fury, so he only has 15 left to go for max ramp up. But keep in mind that one of Man-Thing's abilities is that you do not take increased critical damage. It's one of the reasons why he's so tanky. Aside from an absolutely massive health pool, Man-Thing doesn't really take increased damage from critical hits, or he doesn't take like a full critical damage other champions would take. A lot of people kind of tend to forget about that, but that was 98k non-crit there, and now he's still going at it. Obviously, he has long since survived the flare, so at this point he doesn't have to worry about any degeneration or anything else anymore. As I already mentioned, poison is never going to be a factor. He does have 60 of his fury charges, so this is pretty much as ramped up Thing can get without the champion's energy, aside from going into level 3. And there he goes for another like 98k damage. So this Man-Thing is definitely tanky. Man-Thing is a definitely tanky champion here. And it does take a while to get him down. And, let's face it, let's be honest. Thing has a ton of amazing qualities. But without the champion synergy, Thing is not necessarily the hardest hitting champion. That's why I actually can very much so understand the reasoning of taking Thing to rank 4. Not only he becomes a bigger tank that's harder to take down, but he's also benefiting in the area he does need the help with, which is the damage output. And obviously with rank 4 Thing, you will still be able to achieve some respectable results and have all that protection, all that utility, that shock immunity, bleed immunity, nullify immunity, access to unstoppable, and obviously protection benefits and everything else. Because Thing is one of the tankiest champions. Like, if you do not have a decent counter for Thing in Battlegrounds, you're just done. So here we go, the Man-Thing goes down, and let's see. I have not seen past this point anymore, but we are going up against 7.31 Claire boss. And on Footloose, Coolant Leak, and Juke and Prey on the Weak, and also unblockable special attacks. So the cool thing against Claire is obviously that no matter which buffs Thing triggers, you do not need to worry about nullify immunity. I also think I saw this synergy team there in the corner of my eye, and that synergy team definitely looks like it's going to be very quick finish here for Man-Thing. So let's see how many furies he gets this time around. He goes for 9, 10, 11, 12. Wonderful. So he's at 12 furies, and I don't think this fight is going to last much longer than that. It's 12 furies. He probably could have just went for it with a level 2 and nuke down. So he's getting in and he's trying to bait out the special attack, I think. But again, I think he can just go for it. I think at this point, I would have just thrown the level 2 and see what happens. So he did trigger his protection, but Claire got to level 3. Was that protection still active? Yeah, the protection was still active. We can see that he's taking no damage from that Claire's level 3 whatsoever. And like on the bright side now, he's gonna gain his... Oh no, well, it did trigger Heimdall's energy though. But nonetheless, he's going for level 3 of his own, and let's see what this level 3 is going to do damage-wise. It's also one of those numbers that I genuinely wanted to see if Claire is going to survive it. She does, 26% left, and that was 148k level 3. Now, keep in mind that Claire cannot die at the moment for a few more moments, and she used her special attack. Footloose is active, not a big deal. Not the biggest of the problems. He just needs to probably get in a couple more hits, and that's it. Very straightforward finish. But yeah, I do think that if he had thrown that level 2 at the beginning, this fight would have been over in like 10 seconds. I do think he could have thrown that level to initially. Ooh, 7.43 Mangok boss. I do remember this guy. I didn't like this fight. He definitely was quite annoying, but all the nodes did seem to be pretty much created perfectly for the thing. All of the nodes genuinely seem to be inviting you to use a thing against this Mangok. So let's see how it's actually going to look like. Let's see what's going to be happening. When thing is going to be unstoppable, he is going to get a damage increase from one of the nodes. I believe it's 100 or 150% damage increase. But again, we're not using the champion synergy. Well, he's not using the champion synergy in this fight. And that means, obviously, that you are largely dealing with the baseline damage of the thing. But again, keep in mind that whenever thing is going to be unstoppable, he's going to be benefiting from a damage increase. On the bright side, he obviously does not have to worry about staggering beauty, or whatever that node's called, because he's nullify immune. And additionally to that, if Mangog does get to 10 charges, throw a special attack, go unstoppable, well, you'd cancel out that unstoppable anyways after with the special attack. So you just need to make sure that you have a bar of power, and that's about it, I believe. He's going to be taking that Mangog's level 2 and block here. Mangog is at 60%. So come on, he just wants to bait that out. He actually ended up getting hit by that, but that unstoppable did enable him to block the rest of it. So he only had to eat like 1 or 2 hits there. Going for a level 3 here. Mangog is at 51%. Let's see what this level 3 is going to do right now. I did not recall, was he unstoppable by the time he threw the special attack? I don't think he was. Oh no, he was. So here we go, plenty of damage there. Keep in mind, Mangog does have damage mitigation abilities as well in his kit based on his rage charges and the sig ability. So that is definitely something to note there. His level 2 here triggers the champion synergy, and I guess at this point the fight is going to be pretty much over. Because as soon as the champion synergy does get triggered, then, you know, there's not going to be long left in the fight. So he uses protection. Unfortunately, shoots it in a block. That's a bit of a blunder there for sure. But, well, this is the way Thing definitely got to showcase his ability to remove unstoppables after special attacks. So here he is baiting out another level 1. He did get the unstoppable, and he probably just needs to land a single combo to finish it out. So Thing is definitely a very good counter for this fight as well. 744 Mojo boss. Interesting. Interesting. So we have Oscillate, No Surrender, Subterfuge, Block, and Bubble Shield. Let's see how Thing is getting on with this one. I want to... Is this the last fight? I think this could potentially be the last fight. This is a bit of a hefty showcase. So once again, huge thank you to Umar for submitting it to us. And let's see how it works out. So Thing started with like, what, 28% health-ish. And let's see how badly that Mojo wants to get it, so to speak. So he's at 20 rock stacks. That's already nice. So if he does mess up, he does have that backup unstoppable to get him out from any kind of annoying situations. And here we go. Come on. Use that level 1. Sweet. You do need to pay attention to Bubble Shield, because he only has 1 more hit left until Mojo goes unblockable for a single hit before it starts a new cycle. So this first initial bit, obviously, again, Thing might not be the most rapid boss destroyer without the champion synergy benefits, but he definitely has plenty of utility. Now, however, that Mojo was quite annoying. That Mojo was quite annoying there, but he did get 5 Furies, and he'll have to make do with 5 Furies against this Mojo boss. You know, ideally, I would have loved to see like that level 1 used during the window of opportunity for the champion synergy, and that would have given him a ton of Furies. But still, let's see how it works out. Now Thing's at 14%, and Mojo is at 53%. Let's see if he closes this one out. So now he definitely does do quite decent damage. Now, No Surrender node definitely does help you mitigate the degeneration damage that you are getting from Mojo. Because even though Thing is obviously immune to Nullify, still, his buffs do expire. And when they do, you do get the degen. And if protection is up, cool. then the degen damage mitigated, but when it's not, then it's something to be aware of. However, this fight in particular does have no surrender node that does help you out with that problem. So here he's going to go in for a full combo, go for level 2. I think that can finish it out. Yes, nice big yellow number to finish out this video. And that has been the showcase. So again, huge thank you to Umar for sending through us the Thing gameplay. I do think that we got to see some very big numbers, very interesting fights, quite a bit of Thing's utility as well, showcasing his immunities to shock, to nullify, to basically everything else, and obviously all the unstoppables and all the other good stuff. And, you know, unmistakably also champion synergy. Right. So I do actually have several more rank 4 gameplays coming, so I do not want to overdo them, so I try to limit how many I upload a day, but I do hope that you guys are enjoying them, and if you are, then hit down that like button, hit down the sub button, hit all the good buttons, ask your friends to come and subscribe, and do that other cool stuff too. I'm gonna catch you guys later. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about